I believe I woke up once, but my body was moving and my eyes were open. And I saw these large black shadows. And I didn't know what exactly it was because it was really dark. And there was only the light coming through the window.
And there was this huge burden that you feel on your chest. You think there is someone trying to push you down, someone trying to make it happen that you don't move. I felt a presence in the room, like I felt like there was somebody looking at me. In fact, it was blurry, but I always felt that there was a woman. I don't know why.
And I saw a clown. And I'm petrified of clowns.
My eyes were wide open and I was trembling. And I wanted to do something, but I couldn't. It was, I'm remembering it, I'm getting goosebumps.
As the term suggests, sleep paralysis is your body getting paralyzed during sleep.
It's the fact that your body, gets up after your brain does. Because you're half asleep and half awake. So you're in the middle, like you're sandwiched between two states of your mind and body.
So this could happen just when you're going to sleep, that's hypnagogic, or just when you're about to wake up, hypnopompic. We may hear of isolated cases of middle of the night.
I think after midnight.
Around 3 or 4 o'clock in the night.
It has always been 3:30, 3:33.
But even in your middle of the night would be in the transition from NREM to REM sleep.
REM sleep is rapid eye movement sleep. That is when you have the most vivid dreams, and that is when a lot of brain processing happens. So sleep paralysis is interestingly very much related to REM sleep, because what happens in REM sleep is you have dreams, but so that you don't act out your dreams, there's a process within the brain which numbs all your body movements.
It really is paralysis because you cannot move even your lips, your tongue, your nothing.
There is a complete loss of tone. So you cannot actually move. It's not that you're faking it.
Mama!
After the sleep paralysis incident happened, I didn't sleep for another couple of days. I was really scared.
I couldn't sleep for 21 days.
It's not really considered a mental disorder, so I don't think there's as much of a taboo related to it, unless when in sleep paralysis it's accompanied by hallucinations where people see things and typically you don't see something pleasant.
So what had happened was that I was sleeping and suddenly at 2 a.m. I get up. And I see this woman. She's clad in a Bengali red sari. Her hair are open and she's just smiling at me, and she's standing at one corner and she's smiling at me. The next night it happened to me again at the same time. So this time she came much closer. Every night that woman used to keep coming closer to me. The last day of the week, she was almost, just next to my face. I was sweating, my eyes were wide open, and I was breathing heavily. I wanted to tell my mom something. I wanted to, scream out, but I couldn't. It was, I'm remembering it, I'm getting goosebumps.
All hallucinations typically come from some repressed memory in our mind. You have to have seen it before to even imagine it. We don't just imagine things.
I didn't hallucinate. I didn't feel somebody's presence. The only presence I was feeling was this burden on top of my body. But nothing personal, not anybody personified.
I didn't entirely believe that it could have been a spirit or something like that. So I started doing some research, and first thing is Googling symptoms.
And the first thing that came when we researched was that you see an old woman or an old man sitting on you.
And according to some belief, some spirit is sitting on you and trying to drink your spirit, your life.
I was doing 2 hours of sleep a day, like that. And on the go all the time, drinking, smoking. It was a period in my life where there was a lot of stress, a lot of intensity.
I've always been very self-critical and not competitive with others, but competitive with myself. And that would really create a lot of unrequired stress.
I read up about it and there's no cure.
First of all, I think it's a bit too ambitious to just talk of cure as though there is a fix to end the problem. And implicit in asking what the cure is that is it really a disease?
The reason being that it can be one disturbing episode that someone may experience, but it's not essential unless and until it's a recurring pattern that makes somebody's life dysfunctional, either to the individual or those around. In this, specifically to the individual itself, it doesn't classify as being a disorder.
I would probably say 6 to 7 decades is the time when we've mentioned it in the manual of disorders to really identify that this is something.
I would think there's a lot of lack of awareness. Most medical students don't know about it. I would think that a lot of doctors don't know too much about what sleep paralysis is.
So the medication, I believe, is to correct the depression. The medication, I don't think, is to correct the sleep paralysis.
So any kind of medication will just make you sleep more, because usually psychiatrists just give you sleeping pills.
No doctor can help you. At the most, they will give you sleeping pills or anti-anxiety pills or, something like that.
Class of medications which is known as tricyclic antidepressants, TCAs, and the SSRIs, the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which are the classic treatment for depression. They've usually been known to help.
The answer didn't lie in medicine for me.
So now, before I go to sleep, I usually try and put myself in happy thoughts.
If you tell the individual that if they try to wiggle their toes and do a little bit of small movement, it lifts.
Just tell yourself calmly that, it's gonna pass, relax.
Not watching television, not reading too much, especially not reading something scary or thrillers before you sleep.
Meditation definitely helps.
Don't freak out, don't panic. Although it's funny because you can't do anything. So instead of trying to push it, let it be.
If you do have sleep paralysis, then I would definitely say that you need to do your own research and figure out what you believe is true and not just
Exactly.
read the first thing that comes online and think that is true.